Race 11 of the meeting, Senior Rotax Heat 6, Groups A and C. And your grid is as follows. Once again, starting from pole position, I think from the third heat of the qualifying stages for this particular Finn, Juho Valtonen will have Guilherme de Oliveira alongside for close company. Linus Henson and Dean McDonald go into battle on row number 2 ahead of Reese Hunter and Philip Vava from Spain. Sean Butcher and Elia Galvanin round out the top 4 rows ahead of Felix Jansson and Maxim Turiev from Russia. Dave Blum and Tima Iroshin round out the top 12 ahead of Mads Ries. Tim Mikametz, Kian Sang, Robin Knutsson, Fabian Bock, Karol Kret, Mario Sidler and Vincent France rounding out the top 20, completing the 28 strong running order. Ryabov from Russia, Lepaj from Finland, Schinner from Great Britain, Roche from Finland, Lesser from Portugal, Capitan from France, Oksanen from Finland and Arce Montoro from Spain. As they now go on to the formation lap. Sarah, you had a look at that brief replay where Zsombor Kovacs stole one off Ben Casely like candy from a baby. That was one heck of a last second dive, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he definitely left that till last minute, but those are the kind of moves that we like to see. That's what keeps the sport entertaining. I think that one was definitely a good race to watch throughout the whole field, actually. Thank you very much for that, Sarah.
But yeah, we're going to have a potential repeat of that, I think, if we're lucky. But sometimes they say, well, lightning never strikes twice. Don't say that in karting. So Valtonen, de Oliveira on the front row. Henson and McDonald, row 2. Hunter and Vava, row 3. Butcher and Galvanin, row 4. With Jansson and Turiev from Russia rounding out the top 10. As the top 2 now start to control the pace as they head into turn 16. Just waiting for the rest of the 28 strong field to catch up to them, which they do now, and start to get themselves into the relevant positions. Red lights on the starting gantry once again. Round the final corner comes 28 senior Rotax drivers. The Rotax Max Evo engines roar up the rev ranges and we go racing. And straight away, Dean McDonald goes to the inside on turn number 1 as they head their way up the hill for the very first time. Oh, someone's gone very wide off. Very wide. Who's that off of at turn 1? And that's Dean McDonald. Dean McDonald is off at turn 1. He's out of the race before things have even gotten started. So Dean McDonald was going for P3 at the very least. So that's already put Dean McDonald on a bit of a back foot now. He's got to try and recover from this in a later qualifying heat. But that cart is beached. That is going absolutely nowhere. Marshalling team on the scene. So now there's more changes up and down the order. And it looks like 333. Reese Hunter getting well and truly elbows out. As there's another one that's come to a halt. That is Guilherme de Oliveira. He's kicked the engine at the back part of it. Now, is that an issue with... he's trying to get it started again, and he's got it going. Sorry, Sarah, that was
I think it looks like it was kicking the exhaust.
So that might have been out of position, and if that's not working correctly, now I'm just trying to see if... I'm going to have a look and make a comparison with other karts. I'm thinking whether the top part of that exhaust might have come off. It doesn't look to be complete. So that means the baffles won't be there. So the rest of the field all the way making their way through turn 5 and 6. Lead is now coming down towards turn. He's pulling it in. I think he knew it was done as soon as he saw it. And Guilherme de Oliveira started alongside Juho Valtonen, who has got a country mile for a lead at the minute. As there's more moves up the order. Tim Mikametz, I think, has just passed another driver up for position. And someone's getting forced a bit wide. That's Iroshin from Russia, who's lost out another place. And down at the top part of the field itself, there's been a change for second. Linus Henson has lost out to Sean Butcher from KR Sport there. So Butcher now up into second position. Just behind them is the 333 of Reese Hunter. Started P6, now P4. Dean McDonald and Guilherme de Oliveira now out, and I'm wondering if Guilherme de Oliveira was the other party that was involved in that incident, because it went wide. So whether he's trying to cut in behind de Oliveira going into turn 1, and this is just an assumption, it could be a very different explanation when I have a chat with anyone in the paddock a bit later on to find out what happened. But both those drivers, they were on the outside of rows 1 and 2 respectively. So Valtonen now leads. We have 7 minutes and 12 plus an additional lap. And again, the change for P3 has happened. Linus Hansen and Reese Hunter battling away. This is allowing Philip Vava in the 360, also from KR Sport, to close up into the top 3 positions. Artur Horsch also doesn't look to be... sorry, Sarah, that was...
Rush came in the pit lane.
Okay, lovely. Good spot there. Thank you, Sarah. So that puts him a lap off of the leaders. So Valtonen has a lead of 0.7 of a second ahead of Butcher. And it's also the case that Reese Hunter is now the meat in the sandwich, Henson and Vava sandwich thereof. So a German, Spanish and British mixture there. If you wanted 3 different layers, you've got them. As Hunter running the back bumper of Linus Henson going into turn 11, and there is a scrap. It's not just him, it's not Henson, it's not just Hunter. Hunter goes back up the inside of Henson, up the inside, and again Philip Vava pounces right past the German, and around the outside goes Dave Blom, and then up the inside goes Maxim Turiev. So in just 3 corners, Linus Henson has dropped from 3rd place to 7th, and it's all kicking off. Henson really coming under the kibosh right now. And he's down in what is 6th position. So Turiev, Tim Mikametz is in there. Jansson, Eroshin, Galvanin, Knutsson is about a second off of the Italian with KSB Sports. As it's getting so close through turns 5 and 6, around about the bottom part of the top 10, and also the top 15 as they go up the hill over the crest through turn 8, down the hill towards turn 9. So Linus Henson now down into what is effectively P6. And the battle between 3rd and 4th at the moment between Philip Vava and Reese Hunter. So Vava now up into 3rd place, as it is line astern from 5th position, round about to, I think, probably 14th. And at the end of that, that is Karol Kret from Poland. So we've gone past the half-time distance. As again, another position lost by Linus Henson. And he's dropped behind Elia Galvanin, of all people, who's made his way into the top 10. Galvanin started 8th. He dropped outside of the top 10. Now back into 8th position goes the Italian. As the battle continues between Dave Blom and also Maxim Turiev for 5th and 6th. Running order at the moment, Valtonen leads, Butcher in 2nd, Vava in 3rd, Reese Hunter in 4th, Dave Blom in 5th, and just behind is Turiev, Tim Mikametz, Elia Galvanin, Eroshin, Linus Henson, Robin Knutsson, Mads Ries, Karol Kret, Kian Sang, Lori Repai, Vincent France round out the top 16, Jansson, Ryabov, Sidler and Bock round out the top 20. Spencer Schinner down in 21st position. Rodrigo Lessa from Portugal. Joa Oksanen, Capitan and Arce Montoro. Looks like Artur Horsch, unfortunately, is the 3rd confirmed retirement in this race. But at the moment, I'm keeping an eye on both Valtonen and Butcher in terms of their lap times. Valtonen was slightly quicker by about half a tenth. But Philip Vava trying to close up on Sean Butcher. The Spaniard was slightly quicker through Sector 1 by about a tenth of a second on that particular occasion. So still plenty of action remaining in the last just under 3 minutes of this race here at Wintercup Campillos. So on your screens at home, Philip Vava still in 3rd place ahead of Reese Hunter in the 333 from Dan Holland Racing. And at the moment, the majority of the top 6, apart from Dave Blom, have just gone in and put a 26.8 in the first sector. Eroshin, Knutsson and Henson have all set their best sectors in Sector 1. Eroshin does his best lap of the race, a 1 minute 4.169, but the fastest driver on the circuit out of everybody who's been running consistently in the 64.1s is Turyev from Russia. Just put in a 1 minute 4.123, but on lap number 6 did a 1 minute 4.109. So Maxim Turyev now up into P5 behind Reese Hunter and is about a second adrift of the Briton, who's trying to keep on level pegging with Philip Vava from Spain, who's currently occupying 3rd place. Jansson has got past Lori Lepai for 16th position as well. No other positional changes as of yet. Spencer Schinner is about nearly 2 seconds off of Fabian Bock, so Schinner's going to find it difficult over the next minute and a half to get into the top 20 as the drivers make their way across the start-finish line. There's Tim Mikametz in 7th, fractionally ahead of Elia Galvanin, as Sean Butcher has just put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 4.049 on lap 8. We're now on to lap number 9 of the race with just over 60 seconds, plus an additional lap left in this race. And Tim Mikametz is being hustled by Elia Galvanin and Tima Eroshin from Russia. And the trio are only half a second adrift of each other, but Turyev is closing on the back bumper of Timo Eroshin on the back bumper of Elia Galvanin in the slipstream, heading down in towards turn 12. Jansson has also made up another place up past Vincent France from Germany, so hits the top 15. So we've got just under 30 seconds remaining of this race, plus an additional lap here at Circuito Internacional de Karting Campillos for the conclusion of the 6th senior Rotax qualifying heat. Still plenty of action left to go this afternoon under the Andalusian sunshine. So the time is about to expire as our leader comes through turn number 8. So this now puts them onto the penultimate lap here at Karting Campillos. 19 degrees Celsius we've now hit, and that's at local time of 2:18 p.m. And Sean Butcher has brought the gap down between himself and Juho Valtonen to just over 5.8 tenths of a second, as they're going to now come through turns 17 and 18 very shortly. Now round the final corner, Juho Valtonen gets the signal that he needs. One more lap to go. Sean Butcher drops the gap down to 0.43 of a second. So takes a 1/10 and a half out of the current leader. Philip Vava is about 1.7 seconds off of this battle and is 0.3 ahead of Reese Hunter, currently sitting in 4th position at the minute. Maxim Turyev a further 1.1 seconds away from the battle over 3rd and 4th. Lori Lepai has got past Vladislav Ryabov in the 3:78 for 16th position, as the leaders now come through turn 12 for the final time in this race. And it's still very close where Tim Mikametz is involved, because he's got Elia Galvanin, Tima Eroshin, Robin Knutsson, Linus Henson, Mads Ries and Karol Kret. But now the leader of this race, who's led it from lights out to checkered flag, is Finland's Juho Valtonen. Finishes 0.416 of a second ahead of Sean Butcher from Great Britain. Philip Vava from Spain welcomes, I think, will be very happy with a resounding 3rd place finish in that particular occasion. 4th place was Reese Hunter, who started in P5 on the grid, and then Maxim Turyev, who started down in 10th rounds out the top 5. Dave Blum, Tim Mikametz, Elia Galvanin, Timo Eroshin and Linus Henson round out the top 10. Robin Knutsson in 11th, Mads Ries, Karol Kret, Felix Jansson, Vincent France, Lori Lepai, Vladislav Lyabov and Kian Sang round out. So Kian Sang rounds out the top 18. Mario Sidler and Fabian Bock round out the top 20 ahead of Spencer Schinner, Rodrigo Lessa, Joa Oksanen, Christophe Capitan, Miguel Arce Montoro with Artur Horsch, Guilherme de Oliveira and Dean McDonald retiring with McDonald's cart now to be recovered. Good work by the recovery crew here at Campillos. And a big thank you to Hyundai Gibraltar for the use of a brand new current generation Hyundai Tucson 2020 model year as our official recovery vehicle for this event.